Hey Taurus, welcome to this space. Welcome to January of 2026. We are soon to enter the lunar new year. We are still in the year of the snake. It is not the year of the horse yet. We are just saying our last goodbyes to 2025, or our last goodbyes to the energy of the snake. So just bear that in mind. So if this month of January still kind of feels like 2025 to some of you energetically, or if it just kind of feels like, you know, things are not picking up the way you would like them to energetically, it's because they're really not supposed to. But definitely make the best of it for sure when it comes to attracting what you want and creating or building the life that you desire. But yeah, January during Capricorn season especially is going to feel a little bit slow, building from the ground up, completely starting over energetically before we hit Aquarius season. Okay, so Taurus, this is for Taurus sun, moon, rising, and Venus. We will be adding Venus, your Venus, to the equation of these readings. Your Venus sign is going to speak a lot about your desires, your wants, your heart space. Is going to talk about your relationships with other people, platonically or romantically. So if those are the messages, you know, if you're looking for the energies that may be surrounding you at this time during the month of January, for your partnerships and the things that you really, really want and desire in your heart, definitely check your Venus sign. Okay, but everything else, like check your sun, moon, or rising sign when it comes to how you feel, what you're thinking about, what you're trying, when it comes to your drive, and you know how you feel you should move towards what you want. And if this is advice, definitely take these readings as advice as well in any areas of your life, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Okay, I am also reading for sidereal place astrological charts and Western astrological placements, so please bear that in mind. Let's go ahead and jump into it, you guys, for the month of January of this year. Ancestors of light, messengers of light, what messages do we have for Taurus? Sorry guys, I really need to break these cards in. They are still very, very stiff. For Taurus, sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, ancestors of light, messengers of light. What messages do you have for those born under the constellation of Taurus in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus? Please check your rising signs and or moon signs for deeper resonance, okay? But it's also good to check your Venus as well. For Taurus, sun, moon, rising, and Venus ancestors. Let's see. Let's see, y'all. Okay, so Taurus, you received crystals, amplification. You may see that some of the energies in the month of January for you guys are amplified one way or another, or for some reason or another. Okay? The emotions can be amplified, whatever those emotions are. Okay? Understand what may be amplifying the energies. Come to an understanding of what that is for you. Let's pull one more. Whatever it is that you're hoping for or that you're looking for, Taurus, in the month of January, just know that it is accessible. It's not really that far from your reach. Okay. Some of you guys can get into carrying a certain stone, or understanding the energy of a certain stone or precious gem that you can hold on to or study, to amplify your energy from within, or to understand how to work with certain elements, working with certain stones, working with your ancestors, because we have altar and it says honoring. So again, some of you guys may have an altar of some sort, or you have a space in your home. It doesn't necessarily have to be an altar necessarily. It can just be like a space that you hold, or a space that you've created for maybe art. To me, an altar is just a space that you concentrate your energy, or a specific type of energy towards, to communicate with certain spirits, or to maybe it's a studio. That is a place where you concentrate all of your creative energy, right? It could be your work desk. You know, just understand that there is a certain item or a certain space that can be used to amplify and to turn up the volume of certain energies and vibrations in certain circumstances in your life, okay? Where you are focusing, where you place your focus, that is also very important, Taurus, at this time. Very, very important to understand your focus. Where are you focusing your energy? Okay. Where are you obsessing over things? You know, what is it that you want? How bad? And I feel like it's something that you really have concentrated a lot of energy towards. That's what I'm getting here. Like, this is not something small to you. This is something that you're like, you know, I really want to get this off the ground, or I really want to make this happen. You know, I really want to build this up. You know, I want to be seen, and or I want to be heard, or I want my work to be seen. What have you? Could be, again, if this is a relationship of any kind, you know, maybe there is someone you want to connect with. It could be maybe a collaboration for a project, and you really want to get your foot in the door. You want to talk to the right people, okay? There is something, or some place or a space where you really need to focus your energy, okay? And find ways to amplify this, you know, the energies that you need to be seen and to be heard, okay? For those of you who are into gems and stones or crystals and things like that, really understand the energy of the crystal or the stone that you're working with. It's not just some item that you can just hold on to and buy and just wear, and you know, all of a sudden the energies are just going to work for you through that stone. You have to create a relationship with that stone. Now, if it's not a stone or a crystal, it can just be any item. It can be a lucky charm. It can be something that you pray over. Again, it could be a space, you know, before you, if you walk into your studio, or you walk into a certain part of your home where you work on certain projects, or you really get things done. Maybe you need to pray before you begin doing any work, every single day or every single time, right? Before you turn on your computer, pray, right? If you're using your computer for work, before you turn on your camera, pray, you know, or just say a really good, you know, affirmation, you know, just kind of, I just feel like this has a lot to do with honoring yourself, honoring the work that you've put in, honoring maybe your ancestors, the people that have come before you, honoring your community. I don't know. There's just something here where you really need to concentrate your focus and your energy. And this is something that's really going to bless you, I feel. And that's what I'm getting here. All right, let's keep going, you guys. Let's pull a few more oracle messages. We'll pull 3 more, and then we'll jump into the tarot. Okay. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Messengers of light, ancestors. Thank you. For January 2026. Okay, you have school. And it says the answer that you seek involves going to school. There may be something that you need to study before you get the answers that you seek, or before you can get certified, or before you can get your foot in the door in a certain field of like professional field. You know, this hasn't, like, we're talking about money here with these cards. So we're specifically talking about money and career. And even if you've already have a degree of any kind, some of you guys, this is about you going to get a degree for the first time, or maybe a second time. Others of you, this can just be a certification or getting a license. Okay. So before you can dive into whatever this environment is, whatever this field is, go to school first, or at least take a class, you know, even if it's a small class that you can pay for online. If it's something that is worth the investment, you should definitely take it. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you have environmentalist. So some of you guys may be looking into taking care of animals, maybe becoming someone who teaches others, kids or even adults, about foraging for food, or teaching people about the environment, about this. Maybe some of you guys may be into earth science of some kind. There's just something about like sustaining nature, preserving nature, respecting the land, and teaching others, or at least teaching yourself about how to get into that profession. Okay. That's amazing. I like that. All right, let's pull 2 more really quickly. Taurus, before we jump into the tarot, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus for January 2026, ancestors and guardians and protectors, we thank you. Sorry guys, I need to sip some of my tea. It's early in the morning, so we're kind of taking it slow today, or for this reading. So again, for those of you who may be dragging your feet in, you know, paying for a class or applying to a college, even if it's for a community college, January is a good time to, you know, even if you feel like, oh, it's not really going to work out, or I'm not, if you're worried that you're not going to hear anything, just plant the seed. Just send in your application. Okay. Just sign up for the class. It may feel slow. It may feel like it's taking too much time, but it's going to be worth your while. Okay. It will. Trust me. A time to give rather than take. Yes. So it says new moon in Virgo. It's quite possible that, well, the new moon in Virgo, that's later on this year, but could be during Virgo season of this year. You'll see how much you actually are able to give this world. I get the sense, Taurus, that you may be in a situation in your mind, or maybe you may be in a mindset right now where you feel like you need a lot of help, and you feel kind of stuck for some of you, and you feel like, you know, you kind of want to level up a little bit more, to where you're able to give more or contribute more or pay more for something, and have the funds and the finances to be able to stand on your own for the long term. And you are capable of doing that. You just, with Virgo energy, just with earth energy in general, this is your fellow earth sign. It's going to take time. But you have to be willing to take that time, right? And in order to really, for these energies, again, with this amplification, you know, that takes effort, it takes time, it takes patience, okay? Crystals and stones, you know, people like to buy crystals and stones, and we're using that as an example, and they're like, they'd use stones to get what they want without understanding that that stone had to go through a lot of transformation and change and growing under the earth for God knows how long before, maybe before humanity ever existed. And for us to just take stones and, you know, utilize it to get what we want instead of working with those energies that the stone is giving us to understand how we can take care of that stone, being friends with the energies of that stone. I think that's kind of the same thing when it comes to your creativity, or when it comes to what can you give in more in your relationships, right? What more can you do? How can you be more productive at work? What more can you be doing? Because I think with this energy, Taurus, there may be a bit of like lax behavior. There may be a bit of a lag. Maybe, you know, you're having a really hard time waking up in the morning. I don't know, but you know, there's maybe an area in your life where you just feel, you know, I really don't want to do anything, or I really don't want to do too much. You know, I just want to relax. I just want to have a slow morning, or I just want to have a slow evening, or I don't feel like doing anything when I go to work. Like, you know, maybe you just have these feelings and these thoughts, but bottom of the deck, you have your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. Okay, so this is around Scorpio season. So again, later on this year, you know, maybe you know, you may be realizing that, you know, the things that you want really do need you to get your head in the game and to roll your sleeves up and really get some things done that you may have been procrastinating on. So this can definitely be like in the month of January, you're seeing a surge of energy that is kind of being reflected back at you, that's showing you, Taurus, this is the list of things that you want, and here's a list of things that you need to get done in order to get what you want. You know, so January, you know, you can completely ignore about like the later dates and things, because that's not necessarily like pertaining to your situation. I'm specifically talking about January. So this month in January could really be showing you, hey, here's a list of some things that you really need to get done. Like, it needs to get done this month in order for you to get even one step closer to achieving your goal. Does that make sense? So yeah, if there's any type of procrastination happening, you might want to do something about that, Taurus. And again, procrastination doesn't necessarily have to just like be directly like laziness. It doesn't have to be directly connected to just laziness. You know, it could be that there's fear there, maybe fear of rejection, fear of not hearing anything back, fear of failure, right? Fear of being left behind, right? Doubts and fears, okay? So I'm not saying that you're necessarily just sitting here like, I don't want to do anything. It's more like, well, maybe you're just, I'm scared to do something about this, or I'm not sure, or I'm anxious about it. But that's okay. Do it scared. Do it with do exactly what you want. Get what you want, even if it scares you. Okay. Let's pull one more oracle message, you guys, and then we'll jump into the tarot. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Signs, ancestors, and messengers of light. January 2026. Okay, yeah, you have the Druid. So it says hold space. Hold space. Yeah. And then Broken Arrow, bottom of the deck, embrace the energy of peace. Okay. So yeah, there's just definitely this energy of, you know, kind of being anxious, you know, not feeling peaceful. Maybe you have some people who bring a lot of unrest and, you know, disruption to your life at certain given points in time this month. But you need to just hold space for what it is that you want. Don't just completely close your heart off. Don't, you know, there may be some distractions as well, Taurus. You may have some distractions where, you know, you're completely like ignoring or just completely discarding, you know, your plan for the day or your plan for the week, you know, or your plan for the month. What are your goals for the month? Are you holding space for them? Even when things feel a bit distracting, even when things feel a bit disruptive or distressing, continue to just like breathe it through, create a moment of peace throughout your day. Create more moments of peace throughout your day this month, you know, each and every day or each and every week. Create moments of peace. So that way you can remind yourself, get yourself a planner or write some notes around your home and place them in certain locations that where you can't miss them, you know, so that you can remind yourself, okay, this is the goal. This is what I deserve. This is what I worked so hard for, right? Healing your life is not limited to certain people. The only way you can limit the opportunity for you to heal is if you choose not to heal, right? All right, let's pull 3 tarot cards, you guys. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, January 2026. Okay, yes, you have the Ace of Pentacles. I love seeing that. The Ace of Earth. Yes, new opportunities are being brought to you this month in January. This is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This is that earthly energy, beautiful health. Beautiful health this month. Please take care of your health. Okay. What you are asking for is being given to you. Now, it may not be given to you in full. It may be given to you in small portions at first, but it's still, January, it is showing you it's here. What you're wanting, what you desire, what you've worked so hard for, Taurus, it's here. We just need to see that, you know, your guides just want to see whether you really want it or not. You know, if you're really committed to this. You have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, this is beautiful. And then you have the 8 of Wands. So yes, things are going to be like with this amplification card, you know, the energies are really ramping up for you this January, and you got to be ready for it because we're entering the year of the horse. So, you know, you might be getting a little bit of a taste of the year of the horse, Taurus. So things may be kind of firing up for you, getting a lot of communication, getting a lot of emails, or, you know, just kind of maybe you're scrolling through Instagram or social media and you're seeing all these like opportunities and you know, people opening classes or whatnot, or a business opening up, or maybe you're looking online and seeing that there's a lot of job openings in your field, or there's some classes that have finally opened up who are people who are teaching certain skill sets, you know. This looks very, very beautiful. This is beautiful energy. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles. I love seeing that. So yes, creativity, working on a team. Okay. There's other people involved in this. I do see that. There's other people involved, Taurus. The Queen of Cups is here. We have Scorpio energy. Let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles for you guys for January. But with the Queen of Cups, I'm seeing that again, that's you holding space. You holding a lot of love in your heart for what you want, holding a lot of love in your heart for yourself and even for others. If this is a relationship that you're looking for, professionally, platonically, or romantically, I do sense that there is a relationship that is going to level up. There could be someone asking you to marry them, or you asking someone to marry you. Could be a job, you know, actually, you know, seeing your potential and really seeing how much heart you put into your job and actually wanting to see you grow with the company. This is definitely balancing how much love you pour into others and yourself, not doing excess. So it's not pouring just into yourself and, you know, being too self-centered, but also not pouring too much into other people where it turns into people pleasing. Okay, we have the Strength card, we have the Devil, and we have Justice. Wow, that's a lot of major arcana. So what this is showing me here is that you are being shoved by your ancestors or by your deities, whoever it is that you see as a higher power, just by life. Venus is here shoving you into that direction when it comes to your relationships, like, and when it comes to loving your body, your health. You have the Devil here that is showing you that, you know, there are some things, because that's Saturn energy, that's Capricorn, that's showing me that you, some of you guys are still kind of obsessing over some things in the past, or obsessing over something that's right in front of you, and you just kind of need to leave it alone and let things unfold as they're supposed to. There's nothing that you can do about certain situations. So with the Strength card, the Devil, and the Justice, this is just showing me, Taurus, that let go of what you cannot control and fix the things that you can. That's what I'm seeing here. So in order to really obtain this Ace of Pentacles energy, the good health, the money, maybe clearing away debt, buying a new home, or having the savings account to be able to afford a new home or a new car whenever you need it, going on vacation, whatever this is for you. This can be just as simple as, you know, all of the above: growing your hair, being able to buy the clothes that you want to wear, you know, going on certain trips or to certain events that you never thought you would be able to afford, or just being able to pay your bills without living paycheck to paycheck. These things are in the books for you, Taurus, in the month of, you know, starting in the month of January. But with the Devil card, it's showing me that you're kind of trapping yourself in your mind about some things, and you're more focused on something that's not working out. You're more focusing on the negative aspects of your circumstances. And that's what's keeping you from really seeing the true potential of your true potential, but also the true potential of others out there, that, and the true potential of things being better than what you anticipate. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's looking really good for you guys. And it looks like there's a lot of you who are pushing through this. You guys are really pushing through this, and you're like, I'm not letting anything stop me. I'm going after what I want. So it seems like you're kicking off 2026, you know, in January with some really positive energy. Let's go ahead and clarify the 9 of Cups for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Ooh. So yeah, it's definitely a cycle of needing to end, feeling left out, you know, feeling like, you know, you're not doing what other people are doing, you know, and why would you want to do what other people are? And honestly, if you just want friends, or you want to spend more time with people, then just do that, Taurus. You're not missing out on anything. You know, this is not about, you know, trying to like do what other people are doing and being part of a trend, or, you know, it's more about like togetherness. Like, I think this is a good time to really like sit and be honest with your emotions and realize, you know, why do I feel left out? Why do I feel like, you know, I'm missing out on something? And I think it's deep down inside with the 9 of Cups energy. It's because you just want more friends, or you want better friends, or you miss your family, whatever, right? It's okay to admit that. You have the Strength card again, you have the Empress, and you have the 5 of Pentacles. So yes, this is the card that wanted to fly out at first, but I put it back. You have the 3 of Wands at the bottom of the deck again, because you also had it for the Ace of Pentacles. So the 9 of Cups is, again, like just feeling left out, feeling like, you know, or feeling like, you know, you're not making enough money like your peers, or you're not in a relationship like you feel like you really want a happy relationship with somebody, and maybe you just kind of feel left out. But maybe, you know, your relationship can improve. It's just that you're too focused on your partner. You're too focused on who your partner is and why maybe you're comparing your partner to somebody else or to other people, or you're comparing your relationship to other people's. That's not healthy. If there's a relationship that you're in, but you really love your person, maybe really just, you know, look at yourself and your perspective, and like, are you looking too far in away from your relationship and comparing your relationship to other people's? You know, or are you really unhappy in your relationship? You know, because even if you do break up with this person because you feel like they need to be more like other people's partners, or you want your relationship to be more like somebody else's, for example, even if you leave that relationship, you're not really going to be truly happy in another one because the reason for leaving is not really clear, right? So you kind of have to come to clarity, Taurus, about, because this is you. This is the Empress is you. Some of you guys may be pregnant, or maybe you want to get pregnant. And again, that is possible for you. But if you're looking outside of you at other people, like, oh, I wish that I could, have that. Well, you don't necessarily want what that person has because that's their life. You have your own life. You want what's best for you, what's going to make you happy. So this is also just really looking within and understanding your strengths and your capabilities and your magic, and creating the life that you want, not based on what you see outside of you. So that's a lot of healing. Um, just I also see this as you leaning on others as well, Taurus. Don't be afraid to call somebody and talk to them about how you really feel, and because then you'll realize how much you're loved. Okay, there, some of you guys are going to realize how much someone really, really loves you, romantically or platonically or within your family. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify the Eight of Wands for you, Taurus. Justice again. Okay, there's that Venus energy, there's that balance, that equilibrium. There's the King of Swords, so that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Once again, there is some type of energy. A person could be like, I don't know, maybe there's a court case that's finally, like, you're getting answers and the court case is finally being resolved and coming to a close. You're getting your verdict and it's going to go well in your favor. This can also just be maybe your supervisor or your boss or someone in authority who is like a professional individual, like they know their stuff. And you may be hearing back from somebody professionally, maybe about a raise or about a promotion of some kind, or you getting hired at a really, really good job that has a lot of potential. This could be you getting accepted into a school, or getting, being able, getting accepted into a class. Maybe you're on a waiting list. I don't know, but I do sense that there is a lot of potential here, and you're going to get a lot of information coming at you, and it's going to kind of come out of nowhere for some of you. You're like, wow, like I didn't really expect this to happen, but like, don't skip this opportunity though, you guys. Take the opportunity, because again, you still have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. So this is still showing me that there's still some fears, some doubts, some past obsessions, obsessive emotions over something or someone that might be at risk of holding you back. So just be aware of that, okay, in January. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Taurus.